went through a little bit of that footwork again. Basically everything we did yesterday. I'm going to finish up just flipping this over her. You know, today she's standing nice and still. She doesn't care about it anymore. Girl, to the other side. You know, she might be different over here. We don't know. Now, when I take it off, I will make it almost make noise because who knows? You know, what's going to happen when I do the first drive. We have dogs here. We have pigeons here. They make noise. We have horses in the barn. You know, I want to make sure, you know, I don't care. When it hits, I want it to hit. I try not to do anything real soft. So, we did some of the footwork. One other thing that I want to do today to add on. I'm going to wrap this all the way around her. I want to see what happens when something gets behind her legs and pushes on it. Make sure that's okay. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure she follows the feel of the reins. Doesn't follow me, follows the feel. So I'm going to wrap it around her legs. Ask her to take a step forward. Yep, that's hard because it's going away from me. Atta girl. I want to make sure she follows the feel. Follows it all the way around. Okay. Basically rubbernecking. If I was riding, that would be called rubbernecking. And that's okay. That's just, she didn't know how to follow the feel. Oh, girl. I'm going to do it again. She followed the feel for the most part, but did lose it a little bit. So we'll just do it again. Do it a couple times so she kind of gets used to it. Because I'm not going to be on the ground. I'm going to be in the saddle. Good girl. And she follows the feel. I'm going to take her across. She rubbernecks again. Not quite as far this time. Good girl. And oh. You know, we could just let her go around in a circle. But the way I felt when she came out of that, she was already leaning into it. So I want to make sure she learns to follow the feel. We're going to do it one more time on this side. That was better. And then she was licking and chewing after that one, so I feel real good about that. This is also teaching her to move her hips over when she feels pressure on her hips. She's rubbernecking. So this is something I have to work on before I get on her. She's got to know this before I take my first ride. I halt. And she didn't halt that time. She's a little nervous about this. So we're going to do it one more time. We'll go to the other side and do it over there. The great thing is she's not worried about it being around her back legs. She comes and tries to face me. That's okay. It's a little hard on her. There. Much softer. Much better. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to go to the other side. Much better. Is it perfect? No. Am I going to get on her today? No. But I got to let her figure this out and do it for herself. Yep, decides she thinks she has to face me. I'm not pulling. I'm just leaving the pressure there, letting her find it. Rubbernecking. There we go. Good girl. I'm going to ask her to walk off. There, much. A little bit softer. She still doesn't want to come all the way through. She really wants to run into me on this side. Now when she comes around this time, I want to really make sure she doesn't drive her chest into me. She's getting very good about there, that is getting nice and soft. But this right here, she wants to come into me. Now I don't want to back off, if I can. You know, all I'm doing is I really want her, because she's just driving that chest into the ground. It's not that big of a deal, but it will be when I get in the saddle. Because then I'll have to pull her around left and right. why not fix it right here with me on the ground and get her to move out of my way? So that way when I get the saddle, I don't have to be heavy. You know, when I'm in the saddle, I won't be able to help her as much get through it. Good girl, nice. And she wants to run away. One thing I'm going to do, since that's really hard for her, we're going to do taking the rear end around the front end too. This is going to loosen up both her front end and her hind end. I'm asking her to take her rear end around, take her front end through. She's got to get off of me. She doesn't want to back off. She just wants to plow through things. There. She would rather dive on her chest and just plow through me than drop back to her rear. And I'm not taking her rear end all the way around, I'm just part way. Good. Better. This side's a lot harder for her. And remember, she has that brace at that side. She has that brace behind them. In her pole. Move your hand. There. You've got to move over. Got to move over. There you go. I may have asked for a little too much. But she's got to start advancing it there. Thank you. Good girl. I like that. She backed off and really reached that foot through. And waited for me to do what to do next. Instead of just falling forward. I like to see she waited. You know, she really brought back and she really came through. Some of the same thing on this side. Basically, we're going back to what we did right away at the beginning. We're asking her a little bit more. Am I disengaging her? No. I'm asking her to balance up so that way when I ask her shoulders to come through, she doesn't run into me. She's no longer on top of me. Because where people get into trouble and get injured on a horse is when they're on top of you, when you're really close to them. This is the danger. I want to make sure she knows how to back off. You know, if I put myself here, I'm leading myself into danger. But if I'm here and she walks into me or plows into me, like if a bomb were to go off or the dog scare behind, she knows she's going to go that way. She knows how to get off of me. Right now, she wants to go into me. So if that dog were to jump and she were to jump, I know about 90% of the time she'd go over the top of me. You know, that's why we're teaching her to go around you. So, and I hit her. I whacked her on the butt to get her to move away. Do you see she really doesn't care? Because I did it in a sequence. I asked her harder, and then say, hey, you have to move over. You know, in the pasture, they'll kick each other, but they'll give each other's warnings first. Ears pin back, start to posture. And then they can say, hey, I'm going to kick you. You know, I kind of did that to her, and it's their language. It's not anything we, did. So now that we've gotten that kind of out of her, the one thing I really wanted to do today is do what we call the Jeffries method.